The last time I talked about Regina Daniels and her husband, I literally said that the marriage was over. And at the time it wasn't. But it was kinda obvious from my end that it was, if that makes sense. Anyway, in that video that I played for y'all, you could clearly see Regina Daniels' brother being irate. The video doesn't show the full picture, but what we do know for sure is that Sammy publicly threatened the senator online. And for the life of me, I don't know why he did that. Now I'm gonna give Sammy a cop out. It's one thing to hear that your sister is being abused. And so at that moment, every reaction seemed justified. But Ned is a lawyer, a senior advocate for that matter. And Nigeria does have laws. We follow them when it's convenient. And so Ned did that. The police invited Regina Daniels' brother, but he refused. And he thought it was cruise. In fact, he literally insulted them online too. And so he was picked up. People didn't really care at the time, but everything changed when Regina made this video.
Guys, I tried. I'm not trying. I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm losing my mind and it's not making any sense. I'm really crying in front of everybody. But please, what am I even begging for? I don't know. Do you guys think it's easy? Every time I'm waking up, I'm saying one thing. Oh, my brother online. Today I hear good news. Oh, it's about to be free. Tomorrow I hear another thing. Like, what's the problem? But I've tried. I'll go back. I'll go back.
You can clearly see she's losing her mind. Although this video seemed very heartbreaking, some people didn't believe. And this part is not fair because the fact that she's an actress doesn't mean that she can't go through emotions. This is genuine to me, but people still think that she's just being a good actress. Anyway, I digress. After the arrest, Sammy was charged to court and right now he's in prison. Now let's take a step back because before the arrest, Kemi dropped this video that allegedly came from Ned. Now the video claimed that she had been taking substances, drugs, and she had trashed part of the house while high, and also the staffs were being threatened. Ned claimed she lost control and people were hurt. So he only slapped her to regain consciousness and to stop her from harming herself.
As the news, I've spoken to Ned today, and I'm reading his chats right here. Okay, you see his name, Prince Ned Nwoko. I'm reading what he wrote me today, and I'm trying to see what I should even tell you. What is going on with Regina on social media is 10% of what's going on. You think things were better because she has refused to go to rehab. She doesn't think she has a drug problem. And this is where the problem starts. This is how it started with Whitney. This is how it started with many celebrities that are dead today. Once they don't want to go into rehab, they're enjoying the drugs. And that's what is called withdrawal. When they go to rehab and the drugs is pushed out of their system, they go through a whole process. They vomit, they poop, everything. And about what drugs is she using? Ned already told you what drugs she's using. I told you the day before. Regina is on weed, which everybody smokes. She's on cocaine. She's on different kind of pills. They call them opiates. Codeine tablets, tramadol tablets. Let's stick with the two. And the children can't find her. It's 3 days now. They don't know where she is. They are with the nannies. And in America, Regina has already lost custody of her children. Okay, she has already lost temporary custody of them. They will be in state care. And because she has a husband and nannies, they probably will be with the husband and nannies. Okay, but she won't be able to have custody of those children. She really, really fucked up. I mean, really. Like, you guys are just, like, supporting nonsense, you know?
Now, just while that was brewing, Regina Daniels' mom came up with another story. She claimed that Ned's son died of drugs. But Ned says there's an autopsy revealing that his son died of heart failure. And I do believe this was the one that took Ned to the other side. Regina Daniels posted another video. This time, it was worse.
Guys, it's okay to laugh. It's okay. It's really okay to laugh. As per, when she was flaunting the wealth. When she was flaunting the wealth, were we enjoying it with her? It's okay. But nobody ever flaunts their sadness. No one ever does that. You know why? Because of this very reason. Mockery. As long as you're not in my shoes, you will never understand. What were you guys expecting me to show off? That I was being beaten? That I was sad? No. And yes, actually, I think I'll break this phone.
Regina also revealed in a post that she'd been drugged, beaten, and raped. I can't even believe this. But you know what they say, there are two sides to every story. You see, Gina's camp is saying she's a victim of violence and power. Ned's camp is saying she's spiraling and she's a junkie. She needs help. So now this brings me to the 4 things I want to talk about. First, Regina's parents failed her. I can't even call these people parents. They're children. They're grown children. Big babies. I can't even call Regina's dad a man. He has no balls. They're earrings for his wife. Can't even call Regina's mom a woman. She's a greedy sellout. And they both suck. They should be ashamed of themselves. The people who should have protected a child instead of steering her into a marriage that everyone knew was eyebrow raising. An 18-year-old. A man who had multiple wives. A union that happened in weeks with zero real courtship. These big babies didn't say anything. As much as they claimed they did, they didn't. Your 18-year-old child shouldn't detect for you. That's your child. But nobody intervened. Nobody said nothing. Failed parents is what I call them. Now the second thing I want to talk about is the hypocrisy among celebrities. You see, being rich and famous doesn't mean you're wise. Some of these people, that's all they have, rich and fame. Because we have some of the most mind-numbingly stupid people as celebrities in this country. Today they're allowed making videos going from police station to police station. But I can't help but ask, where were all these dumbasses when the red flags were waving? Where were they when she posted those bizarre flexes and odd captions? Why didn't they DM her and say, lady, you don't want to do this? Are you happy? You want to tell me that Regina didn't confide in anyone? Oh, all of a sudden she's just bringing all this out now? Give me a break. You guys were silent then. Why are you outraged now? The hypocrisy stinks. If a small child is harmed in public, you guys won't say anything. How many of you have talked about the little girl that's trending? None of you. Look at Tasha, for example. She hasn't said anything about this little girl. But because it's Regina Daniels, oh yeah, we can use the clout. Sometimes I hate y'all. The moral failure is alarming. Celebrities keep quiet for clout and convenience, and they only activate it when it serves the optics. Fuck y'all. The third thing I want to talk about is that this marriage smelled like a transactional setup. From how the family benefited, to the brothers being flown abroad, the private jets, the luxury cars, the sudden financial upgrades. It looks too tidy to be innocence. Gina could have been the vehicle. Get married, secure the family, secure the bag, level up in 5 years, and then walk away. Now, I don't know if this is true, but that's just what it smells like. It's cynical. But if it's not true, the upstick still looks bad. Again, there's an 18-year-old who married a 60-year-old. Makes no sense. The fourth thing I want to talk about is a generational key factor. In my last video, I said this. Ned was from a time where marriage meant obedience and respect meant silence. But Gina is Gen Z. She has a mouth. She has an opinion. She has a platform. She's her own woman. These two weren't designed to blend. Put a free, loud young woman in a home built on old rules, she's going to break. There's a structural problem here. But let's take a detour and talk about the drugs allegation. I'm skeptical she's not on drugs. Some of her public statements have been incoherent. Does that prove substance abuse? Of course not. Rumors are not evidence, but they do explain why Ned will go public with a video. If he genuinely believes she was a threat to herself or the household, that would try to justify his actions. Now, whether that justification is valid is a separate question. But still, the timing makes you wonder, why now? Why would a man with other wives who's been married before suddenly face such an explosive split with one wife only? And why did the family, mom included, let it happen? If the mom orchestrated this marriage, she's complicit. As much as the mom can say that Gina is her own woman and Gina has so much sense and Gina was the one who made the decision, I don't believe you, ma'am. Now let's even say she didn't have a hand in the marriage. Either way, that makes her a coward. Actions have consequences. People who make choices, even messy ones, must live with the fallout. Regina made choices. Her family made choices. Ned made choices. If she chose to marry a man decades older with multiple wives, that's on her and her guardians. If Ned chose to marry an 18-year-old in 3 weeks, that's on him. But none of that excuses violence. Not one argument, not one rumor, not one alleged provocation justifies hitting a woman. I said that before and I stand by that. So where do I land this ship? I don't absorb Ned of suspicion. Nobody should normalize violence. But I also don't idolize Regina without critique. She's a victim if abused occurred. But she's also an adult whose decisions have now cost her big time. The narrative isn't simple, but her complexity shouldn't be an excuse to gaslight victims or shield perpetrators. Here's my final word on this. Gina's family failed her first. The celebrity class failed her. They should have known she was a child when it mattered, not now. If Ned wants to count his losses and walk away, that's his call. If Regina wants out, let her go with dignity. But do not, under any moral or legal logic, defend violence. There's no justification for raising your hands against a woman, period. And I also think you should just let her go. Just let her go, sir. You have a career, a political career. The last thing you want is for people to use this against you tomorrow. I understand how it feels to do all these things for a woman. And then she walks away and says, "What have you done for me? Owe you millions." But Sir Ned, this marriage is over. That much is clear now. Everything else, who's guilty, who's hurt, who's defending who, all that will unfold. But the lesson stays the same. Don't glamorize bad bargains. Gina led so many girls astray with the caption, "I'd rather cry in a Bentley than suffer in a keke." Too many women believe that. As a matter of fact, that was the start of the broke shaming of boys. But none of that matters now. What truly matters to me, and everyone should take this seriously, we all have the responsibility to protect the children and the young women we're thrust onto stages they never built. Dating a woman you're older than with 10 years is eyebrow raising. Gina, darling, I hope you've learned your lessons, and I'm sorry for all you're going through right now. Get some help. Sir Ned, I beg you, let the kids go. It is what it is. Salute.